Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the top 4 legends who I think are the most fun to play. So let's get started. We're just going to hop into the firing range real quick. Alright, so as you can see in the bottom left hand corner, the 4th legend who I think is the best is going to be Raze. And that's because of her abilities, obviously. So when we go to change legend, we can see her abilities. It is passive, is Voices from the Void, we don't really care about that. But what's really fun about her is her tactical, which is into the void. She can quickly reposition through the void space. So let me show you how it works. You just click L1, and you go into like this void that you can like go everywhere, and enemies won't be able to see you. It does last very short, but it is kind of fun. Now her ability, on the other hand, is a different matter. And her ultimate is called Dimensional Rift. You can link 2 locations with portals for 60 seconds. So we're just going to run over to that, about this point right here.
Let's explore this way. Follow the tunnel.
60 seconds to run around and take a look. So I'm going to put it right over here.
Portal's ready.
So as you can see, it faces a rift, which you
Let's go this way.
As you can see, the boat marks over there. So if you go through it, and anybody can use it, teammates, enemies, and yeah, that's why I think she's the 4th. Next up, we're going to have Pathfinder. Pathfinder is really cool because of his unique abilities. Pathfinder has a grappling hook, which you can just grapple onto stuff and swing around and get to high places. His ultimate is a zipline gun, which is really fun because you can put it down pretty far and anybody can use it. So we're going to start off with his regular ability. Like, I can't really jump up there. If I use his grapple ability, then I can zip all the way to the top, and it launches me higher, which is really cool. Now, if you keep the grapple in your line of sight, like where you can see it, you'll just keep on grappling, and you'll just keep on spinning, which is really good for outwitting enemies and just making some cool plays. So I'm just going to grapple there, and we're just going to... But as you see, the longer you grapple for, the longer the cooldown is. So he is going to be the third most, my third most favorite player. We're just gonna... Alright, so we have his ability. His ability is really cool. You grab this like launcher on your shoulder, and you can see where you're going to launch the zip line. If it's red, you can't shoot it there, but it's blue. So let's shoot it up to... Let's try to the tip of this. We're going to shoot it, and as you can see, it's just a straight up zip line like all the other ones in the game. You can ride it, and anybody can use it, teammates or enemies. And it lets you go really high. If you combine it with the grapple, you can get even higher. And I wouldn't be able to normally get up here, but I have gotten up here. Hey, look, he's a little messy. Because of his abilities. Next up, we're going to have Mirage. Mirage has this ability called Psych Out. You send a decoy that confuses it, and you can control him. His ultimate is called Life of the Party, which means you can deploy a whole bunch of clones in a circle, and it's really useful for distracting enemies. It's also really fun. So we're going to use Mirage. So, right off the bat, he looks pretty nice, pretty cool. I like him. So if we throw out a clone, it's just a decoy. It starts running, doing just in a straight line, but you can click a button to control it, and it will follow you and do everything you do. But if you release control, then it'll stay in position. So if you control it, it'll literally do everything you do. It'll emote. It will show what you're doing. It'll even punch. Except it won't shoot. It'll look like it, but it won't be holding a gun or it won't be shooting. It'll just show that you're ADSing. I'm unaware of what that was. Alright, so time for his ultimate. His ultimate's really fun to play with, as whenever you're like in a tough situation, just pop it, and it bamboozles almost everybody. It's so much fun to use, unless the player gets lucky. It also charges really fast, 60 seconds, so you can use it a lot. So his ultimate, when you equip it, you go invisible for a quick second, and then spawn a whole bunch of clones. Now you can emote, and they'll, just like your regular clone, they'll do everything that you do. Except for these clones don't last very long. As you can see, they're going to start diminishing right about now. As you can see, they'll diminish in like a pattern so that you have a little bit more time. And yeah, that's just why I think he's like really cool. You can also send out a clone and control it, and it'll crouch and do everything like you normally do. So you can send it crouched just like you normally would. Now, last on our list, we have Octane. Octane is just so much fun to play. He was the first legend I got. So, his tactical is Stim. He just injects himself with some liquid, and he just goes crazy fast. It's a lot of fun. And his ultimate is the launch pad, which you can double jump off of, so let's use him. Just like Mirage, his ultimate charges in 60 seconds, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, when you're running regularly, it's not that fast. It's just kind of boring. I'm not even that good at it. Like, it's just really slow. But if you're playing Octane when you're running, pop this thing, and you go so much faster. Holy moly. Like, wow. Plus, because of recent buff, or nerf you could call it, you get to use his ability much faster, but it does take health. That's the only downside of this ability. But again, it needs to be there, otherwise it'd be way too OP. Now you can spam this ability, except it's not going to work out that well after you use it like 5-10 times in a row. I'm just going to keep on spamming it. Octane's health does regenerate. And yeah, it's really cool. You can use it like a lot, and it's a really fun person to play as. Alright, so now we have his ultimate ability. His ultimate ability throws down the sort of triangular type of jump pad. Now if you jump on it while walking, it'll launch you, and then you can double jump in any direction. Now, if you're running and slide at the same time, it'll launch you much further, and then you can double jump. I was able to get all the way from there to here. That's about almost 100 meters. So we're just going to get back. But what's the coolest thing is that if you're playing Octane, those things don't go away. You have to break it, and they also have a pretty good health bar. And enemies can use it, teammates can use it, but it's really fun if you're playing Octane. Stim and just run, and you go so far. I think it's the same amount actually, but it just seems so cool with the green glow on the edges of your screen. So there you have it. Those are the top four legends that I think are the most fun to play as.